don't have one CV and send it out. So now, like I said, concerning education, move it downwards. You have gone to school, you have gone to school. Great, all well and good. Move it downwards. Bring up these core competencies. So it means that these core competencies, take it up. We want to see what your core competencies are. Now, for someone who is applying for a customer service role, your core competencies can be from outbound calls, making outbound calls. Now, making outbound calls, uh, uh, Zendesk or Freshdesk, CRM management, and use CRM user management. It can be correspondence handling, records management. You can list these things. Now, the question people typically ask when it comes to core competencies is, okay, I don't have any experience. Then how can I know my core competencies, or what core competencies should I put when I'm applying for a role, because I don't have experience in that role? Now, one thing I say is all the time. Now, if you have gone to school, if you're applying in a career where you are a cell biologist, you have studied cell biology and genetics, and you're applying in a lab. Now, there are some things that you have been taught in school as a cell biologist, maybe microscope handling, cell evaluation. You have not done any. You don't have all those real life skills, but you have the theoretical skills. Even if it is UI UX that you have gone to learn in an online school, you already have the skills, so you can actually lay claim to them as a core competence or a skill. Now, these core competencies can be skills and competencies. Core competencies can be anything you decide to call it. But the major thing is, these are the things that you know on the job. I can do these things. That's the point of core competencies. Now, for example, for anybody who is recruiting or who is the hiring manager, when they are looking at the CV, they have some core competencies at the back of their head that they're looking out for. And that's why it's important for you to list skills, competencies that relate to that job. And that's also another point of, don't use one CV to apply for all the job, because at the end of the day, you realize that, for example, this person, now look at this very, very simple error, but I can rule you out when push comes to shove. Now, this person, or he or she lists needs assessment here, also lists needs assessment here. Now, for this role, because from this person's profile, I've looked at it, I've seen that this person is presently doing customer service role. So they are probably going to be applying for a customer service job. Now, that's if they want to continue in the career. Now, for example, office management doesn't concern you as a customer service person, because you already know that if you're applying for customer service role. Now, if you're not applying for admin role, maybe because you have admin experiences, remember he or she listed general administration as part of our skills here, as part of our experiences. Yes, she has worked as an admin assistant in NYC. So maybe you now want to apply for an admin role. Now you can ask, okay, office management is a core competence. But for a customer service role, you don't need office management as a core competence. Now, the first set of skills you list, make sure they are your strongest skills. Put your best foot forward when it comes to your core competencies. So for this case now, we can look at making outbound calls, CRM management, and use records management. Maybe Microsoft Excel, use log customer experiences. You can Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. Now, the point here is this, that the point I'm trying to drive out with listing these things is that you need to investigate what is the core competence that this job requires. So once you investigate it, even if you don't know it at that instance, go and learn it. Meanwhile, list it, go and learn it. So that by the time you are now having an interview session, they are the kind of things you've been talking about as regards what you know, or the kind of skills you have that are bringing on the job. Now, this person also has not gone to list skills highlights, conceptual thinker. Now, at the end of the day, core competencies and skills highlights technically are the same thing, because the only thing she's listing here is soft skills. Now, let me say something. Let me bring out something real quick. For experienced hire, soft skills, the demand for soft skills is less in CV, but is more in interviews. But for new entrants or entry level career guys, graduate training programs and whatnot, the demand for soft skills is higher in CV and in interview. Now, because we are now in a skill-driven economy or skill-driven world at the end of the day, so people are looking for these skills. So you cannot take away the job skills and say, I just want to focus on soft skills. The job skills are also key. We all know these things when people say things like, oh, nobody wants to give, nobody wants to employ somebody that doesn't know anything. They still want, they only, at best, they will say you should be an intern. And that's why internships are also still key. But even these days, you see people say they're looking for an intern that has 6 months experience or 1 year experience, and then you're here, they're like, an intern is not supposed to have any experience. The reality is an intern is not supposed to have any experience, but people are asking for experiences for an intern. So it puts everyone at a crossroad where you need to list your skills. I repeat, even if you don't know them at that instant you're sending a CV, go and learn them in preparation for the interview. But indicate them because it goes to tell you that these are the skills anybody who wants to employ someone in that role is looking for. And then your work experiences. So technical skills, core competencies, these technical skills now, ideally, I recommend that you should list it as part of your core competencies because when you say core competence, it means that this is the bedrock. These are the things that for this job, anybody on this job needs. So if anybody on that job needs it, technical skills are also part of it. So your technical skills should be listed as part of your core competence. Now, if we look at this, accounting, accounting is not a core competence. Is it management accounting? Is it cost accounting? Is it financial accounting? Is it expense accounting? What form of accounting is it? You need to be detailed. Is it budgeting? Is it forecasting? What kind of accounting do you have competence in? So if you're in finance, you need to list it. So you can't just list accounting, maybe because you have studied accounting in school. I don't know if this person, okay, I'm not sure if this person studied accounting in school. You can't just list accounting, maybe because you have studied accounting in school or because you're an accountant. Accounting is not a skill, it's not a core competence, it's a field. So you need to double click on what kind of accounting do you have core competence in. So these three things, these three fields, these three sections should ideally be one. And now, also one thing is this person, you don't have plenty experiences. So at the end of the day, you are doing yourself a disservice when you have a two-page CV. Have one-page CV. This CV format is lovely, it's concise, it's clear, it's detailed. So have one page that tells your story. You stand a better chance. If you're me now at some point, I used to have a 6-page CV, but I changed because I realized that the 6-page CV details all my experiences. But I changed it. I changed my format and it made it just 3 pages or 2 pages in some cases, but 3 pages. Because and for me, if I had a 3-page CV, I can have a 3-page CV because of my years of experiences. But for someone who is still new, maybe you have 3 years or you have 5 years, at best just have 2 pages. If you are new, maybe 1 or 2 years, have one page because they don't expect you to have done tons of jobs. For example, now this person has done intern at Recall Limited. Now, this internship that you have done here, is it in relation to customer service? If it's not technically in relation to customer service, maybe you don't need it. Now, this internship you have done here, is it in relation to maybe admin that you want to apply for? If it's not in relation to general administration, maybe you don't need it. And the same thing with this assistant. Is it HR assistant? Is it customer service assistant? Is it administration assistant? Is it facility management assistant? These things are also key because when I look at the work experience, I want to see, does this person have experience in this part, on this thing, in this field. So even the job title that you indicate here can make or mar you. So if you say you're a customer relations officer, now this person, I don't know if this person is on this call. Even look at this, as tiny as this is, and I don't know what the error is, but I know there's a spelling error here. Customer. Oh, I think there should be oh here somewhere, somewhat. So customer relations officer. Spelling errors are also very common with people. You see spelling errors. Take note of it. Read your CV. That's why it's important for you to prepare it yourself. Read it. Look at it. You can copy somebody's format. It's fine to copy somebody's format, but look at your CV. Read it, spell check it, put it in Microsoft Word, spell check. See, okay, is there a spelling error somewhere? If you have checked that, check it manually. You know that those kind of things do not exist. For example, now this person can be an admin assistant here, but guess what? This admin assistant, this is your job title. But if you're applying for a customer service role, maybe your job, you're an admin assistant or you're an NYSU, but your job requires you to attend to customers. You can now restructure this in such manner that it connects with customer service one way or the other. So if a job that you know, I have this job experience, but that job does not for example, also now this person graduated in 2019. All these jobs that you have done, maybe it's intern, it may not necessarily be important. It may not necessarily be key. You can just list intern at these so places, gained these experiences. If those experiences are in tandem with the job that you're applying for, list the intern. It can be one place like this, intern at Recall Limited, JSQ Consortium, Recall Limited. I'm assuming now that this person interned as a student. So you can say student internship at these also places and list all the key skills you gained from doing that internship experience. So because at the end of the day, you want to just put your 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 stuff inside one page and make it concise and sharp. Now, look at these certifications and training. All well and good. It's good to have certifications and training to be listed. But this person, if this person is applying for an HR role, this may be good. For an HR role, this may be good. But for a customer service role, you may want to take this out. You may want to take it out because at the end of the day, you want to position as though you know what you are doing. You you are interested in this kind of role. This is you have a direction. You are not anywhere belly face at the end of the day. So I want to take questions at this time, and if there are no if there are no questions, I can then now move to the next CV. Do we have questions? If not, I can move to the next CV.
I think you can move on. I don't think people have questions.
So
You can
good.
move on to the next one.
So moving on to the next CV that we're using as an example. Now I'm guessing that this person is in marketing. Minute, please. Just share my screen. So I'm guessing this person is in marketing due to the nature of their CV. Now, like I said, whatever CV format you choose, this CV format is good, but whatever CV format you choose, just make sure that it details, clearly spells out this is what you are about. Now, this person has put their their name, Moses Toluwa, their address, their phone number, their LinkedIn link, and their email address. Now, that's what this person has put as an introduction. All well and good. Now, this person has listed professional skills. Let me just sound a note of warning also. Now, because we are in Nigeria and there's a strong bias, like bias is a Nigerian thing. It's a human thing. It's an human thing, but in Nigeria it's stronger. There's bias for ethnicity, there's bias for schools, there's bias for location. Now, if you're applying for a job in Nigeria and you put a Bariga address, the reality is that, or the probability of them looking at you and saying, how will somebody come from Bariga to Aja is too far. It may play out in your favor. But you don't mind because you are just looking for a job. So in that case, you may just want to be safe. If you're applying for a job in Lagos, just put Lagos, Nigeria as your location. Just put Lagos, Nigeria as your location. That's all. So anybody, or put the city you're in, anybody can just know that, okay, this person is based in Lagos because that job is based in Lagos. So when they are now talking to you, they can ask you have gotten your feet into the room. You can now start talking about, okay, but this office is your office is in Ajao. How do you want to do it? In that case, you can then now say, oh, yeah, I have a couple of friends I can stay with in Ajao. I already spoke to them about this opportunity. That's by the way. But the point is that don't shoot yourself in the foot by putting a location as far as maybe Baruga, and then the office is in Yanopaja or is in Festac, and then in the hiring manager's mind or the recruiter's mind, they're looking at how will this person cope with transportation. Don't shut yourself out. Meanwhile, you may have sorted yourself or you have your way to go about it. So you may just put a somewhat cloud-based location, which is like in Lagos, if you decide to put location, because at the end of the day, your address technically does not factor in anything. The major thing anybody wants to look at, the reason why you have this field here is that they want to see where are you based. So if they want to see where are you based, so that the major thing they want to see here is not even just where are you based. Your phone number, let's call you for an interview. Your email, let's email you. That's the thing. So they're not technically looking for, okay, is this where is this person based? If you're looking for where is this person based, don't shoot yourself in the foot if that person is looking for that. So let's move on to the profile. Like I said, it's good to start with a profile. Well, but even when you use a profile, ensure you put a career objective in it now. This person is now the first role here is content specialist, social media manager, admin assistant, social media manager, content developer, volunteer activities, etc. Now, if we look at this person says a detail-oriented content creator with extensive knowledge of social media channels and digital marketing, committed to unique and aesthetically pleasing content with a talent for adapting to changing markets. Makes sense. But the reality is, if you read this profile, you know this profile is is not somebody's profile. It's probably lifted from somewhere else, and it's not tailored to the individual. Like I always say, when it comes to your profile, write it yourself. You can take a leaf from somebody, but write your profile yourself. Let it describe you. Use adjectives that describe you. Now, if you are now this person, I'm guessing that this person is probably looking for content marketing or social media management job. Content marketing or social media management job. That's like this person's core skills. So if that person is looking, if you're looking for that kind of role, you describe yourself. I'm a detail oriented content creator or content manager with extensive knowledge in the use of social media channels. Uh, when you say use of social media channels and digital marketing, if you tailor this, what's social media channels and digital marketing? What other things do you have knowledge of apart from social media channels? Do you have knowledge of search engine channels or email channels or advertising channels? Whatever things is list them. Digital marketing is also a cloud word. Now, recruiters, hiring managers can always see through these things. Now, and why I say this is at the end of the day, if you pick 5 CVs, now 10 people have applied for a role. You look at it, you look through, you pick a CV. You look through, you pick a CV. Now, when you have spoken to the 5 of them, and at the end of the day, you are now conflicted as regards who should I go for, things like let me look at their CV once again comes into play. So at that point, they are probably now taking a cursory look at your CV. So you don't want to play yourself out at that stage. So at the end of the day, you make sure that your profile is targeted, is tailored to you. Now you can say, oh, Moses is a detail-oriented creator, this detail-oriented content creator with extensive and probably deep knowledge in the use of social media channels and email channels to create content that resonates with users. User acquisition or user retention, as the case is. Is committed to unique creating. Is committed to creating unique and aesthetically pleasing content with a talent for adapting to changing market. I don't understand what this is, but whatever the case may be, you can refine it with a talent for adapting content to different channels or adapting content to, maybe you are looking at a country, a business, an organization that has business in multiple countries. They are playing in multiple markets, and that's where this can come into play. Or with a talent for adapting to changing trends, that can also be a thing, and not changing markets. As the case is, changing markets technically doesn't make sense except you are saying maybe in different countries or in different markets. So, like I've mentioned earlier on, your education at this stage, we know you have gone to school. Even if you have not gone to school, it will not technically be a factor in many cases. So, you can take your education to the last part of your CV. That's fine, absolutely fine. That's the reality. Except you find recruiters who are strong-willed and they take what school did this person go to? Let me go and look at the school they've gone to first of all. But the reality is people will look at what experiences do you have now. You're a content specialist, which is good. You have mentioned the role, you have mentioned from when to when. Absolutely fine. Social media manager, when to when, and socially fine. Also, now let me say something. Now, when you have had a job, I tell people this all the time. Now, immediately you get a job, go and keep a cheat sheet. Now it can be in Google Keep, it can be Evernote, it can be Microsoft Word. It can be make it cloud based, anyways. Now that's the point. It can be Google Slides, it can be Microsoft Google Docs, it can be Microsoft Word Online. Make sure it's cloud based. Now, why I say this is that any achievement you get on that job, be noting it down. Any achievement, anything that is a win for you, note it down. Anything that they clap for you, that deserves, even if they don't clap for you, you know this thing deserves to be clapped for, write it down. The point is that those are the things that people want to see in these things. Now this is great. Now develop quality and insightful content, text, video across different niche, resulting in 2% increase in CTR, impression and engagement. This is a good note in your experience. Now, for a content specialist, now this is one mistake people make a lot. When you say content specialist, you now say can create content. You are listing your JD. It's fine to list your JD, but the reality is that because you're already a content specialist, the recruiter or the hiring manager knows your JD. They know what you have done on that job. So because they know what they have done on that job, they're not looking at what result did you achieve while on this job. What were your achievements? What were your remarkable feats that you got on this job? So some people can say, oh, I advocate for putting job description. It's fine to put job description. And even if you put job description, now if you don't have results, if you don't have achievements, it's fine also. But if you now want to put job description, make sure the job description is tailored to the job that you're applying for. Now, there are cases where maybe, let me use this particular field now. Let me use accounting, let me use finance. Now, let's say that you're an accountant, you are working in the finance department. Now you're planning to apply for a finance role, but what they say that person will focus on is on expense accounting. Now, because you don't exactly have core experiences in expense accounting, you don't have strong experience in it rather. So you can list the job description that are aligned with expense accounting based on the current job that you're on. For example, now, develop expenses, worked in a department where we develop expenses. Now, you are not the one that developed it, but you have worked in that department where you guys as the department have developed expenses. You can list it as part of your job description. You have worked in the department. It's not a lie. You're working in the department where your department have developed done expense accounts. You have worked in that department. You can list it. So for anybody who is now looking at it, because they're planning to employ someone who you know it, but you have not just done it before. You're planning to employ someone who has an idea of expense accounting. So when they say that, okay, this person has worked in a department that they prepared expense accounts, okay, makes sense. Then let's talk to this person. So it can give you an edge. So the point here is the summary is that you can put it in a mix of the two, a mix of your job description and a mix of the achievements that you had on the job. So which is also good. So this the experiences. Now for this person, you can see that one other thing that has made their job description longer is that they are putting campus ambassador, volunteer activities, content developer. They are putting quite a number of things that have extended their job this profiling, which is also fine. Now, but look at this: professional skills, copywriting, content development, digital marketing. For this person, I don't know if this person is on the call. Digital marketing is not a skill. Now, corporate blogging, I wouldn't say that corporate blogging is a skill particularly. You can say that, oh, maybe corporate writing can be a skill because you know how to write for corporate organizations, or you know how to write press releases, or you know how to write on forums you know how to write for organizations. That can be a thing. Now, communication skills, soft skill, project management, team management, market research, brand development, networking experts, analytics for collaborative nature. Now, let me just say something now. For these skills that this person has listed, I typically advise that technical skills first, all your technical skills, put them first, then your soft skills next. Group them in that manner. So this market research now can be a professional skill, can be a technical skill. Put it before team management. Now, if I'm looking for somebody who will be a member of the team, whether you can manage a team, it doesn't concern me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not looking for someone to come and manage a team. I'm just looking for someone who will be a part of a team. So if you position yourself as, oh, I'm a team leader, I can look at, okay, this one can come and disrupt the boat in a team, can come and cause distortion. So team management may not be a professional skill here in this kind of case. Market research using what? Do you know how to do market research using surveying, using questionnaire, or using surveys, using online surveys, whatever the case may be, list it as part of it. Digital marketing is not a professional skill. It's not Digital marketing is not a professional skill. What is it in digital marketing? Is it digital advertising? Is it email marketing? Is it search engine optimization or search engine marketing? List whatever the skill is. Now, analytics is also not a skill. What is this in digital analytics that you know how to do? Is it that you know how to do app analytics? Is it app analytics you know how to do? Is it website analytics using Google Analytics? Is it app analytics using Firebase? Is it app analytics using Omniture? Whatever tool it is, list it. Don't just say, oh, analytics. Analytics is not a skill. Now, when I am looking at the CV, if I'm employing for a content person and I see the CV, I know that this person has probably not done their homework. And the reality is, that's the problem with using visual CVs like this, because it's difficult to tailor it to jobs. But at the end of the day, it's important. Note that you need to tailor your CV to each job that you apply for. Certifications are great. Now, remember, I talked about spelling errors. It's not one certification as here, it's multiple. So this should be plural. The Marketing Institute, this, good, all well and good. Sansville M International, all well and good. Now, HSE is good to have HSE, but the reality is we are now in marketing. Is not relevant to it. You may want to take it out. Now, Udemy, digital marketing, and some good, all well and good. Personal skills. Now, some of these personal skills are what we call soft skills. Now, these soft skills are some of the things he has also listed in these professional skills. So, at the end of the day, I don't advocate that you should list it differently. List it together. They're your skills. They make you up. So you can list them as your skills or your competencies. Now, the key word here is that the competencies are technical skills. Those skills are also technical skills, are technical things that you can do on the job. So you may want to list them together. But at the end of the day, your soft skills should be small. There are some key soft skills that someone is looking for, maybe creative spirit. You have a creative mind. You can think critically. You can manage yourself. Those are like things that people want to look out for. You're a self-starter. So you don't need to list all the things. You're motivated, you're a fast learner. These are maybe not relevant. If I want to know if you're a fast learner, if you're a team player, by the conversations we have during interviews, you would find it out. But remember, what you need this CV for is to put your feet in the room. So as much as possible, don't put too much information that by the time they are reading it, they get bored. And that is the point of boredom that people talk about CV formats. It's a CV format that is interesting, that is exciting, that doesn't make you look like a boring person. Because at the end of the day, for those that are based in Lagos, you know how Lagos life is. You know that the average Lagos person is frustrated half of the time. So somebody who is frustrated half of the time, they're not looking at your CV inside that half of the time. Remember that they are going to transfer their frustration to you. They won't even be patient. Somebody may not even be patient to look at this in detail. They just look at content specialist, social media manager, administrative assistant. Where have they worked? Infinix, longitude records, car care development. Okay, Bonage. Okay, Plateau State Radio. Okay, invite this person. No, they just look. They are not even looking in detail, and they just look, say, "Oh, this one is not serious." They move to the next person. I don't. If you ask recruiters, if you ask hiring managers, the average time they spend, I don't even think anyone spends up to 5 minutes looking at a CV. I don't think anyone spends up to that. I don't think anyone spends up to. I've hired multiple times at different job roles, at different organizations, large organizations, startups. I'm not sure anyone spends 5 minutes. And that's why if you enter an interview, if you have experiences with interviews, when you enter an interview, the reality of the fact is that you realize that after some time, the person you're interviewing will just get cut off, because in the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes of that interview, they already know if they want to hire you or not. Every other thing afterwards is just formality. They already know if they want to hire you or not. And that's why sometimes, even as the person as the candidate, if you enter an interview, by the time you are leaving, you say, Omo, I think I will get this job. And time you enter the interview, by the time you're leaving, I fucked up with this job, because you can tell based on the tone, based on the mood, based on the kind of conversation the hiring manager or the HR person is having with you. So for this kind of case now, you can see, I always advise people, don't list referees. Gone are those days where referees are important. Don't list referees on request. It's fine. Nobody will kill you for it. I don't advocate for people should list referees. Don't waste the number of pages you have. In that case, this is good. A two-page CV. This guy is experienced. He sells himself also fairly well, but he doesn't sell himself strongly. But he can be better. At the end of the day, what can be better in this? The profile needs to be better. The skills needs to be better worded, tailored to the kind of role that is applying for at that point in time. If he's applying for a digital advertising role, if he's applying for a content marketing role, if he's applying for a content specialist role that I just want to be creating content, if he's applying for a social media management role. Now, for example, let me give based on what I just spoke about now. This person is applying for a social media manager role, but they are not they are not presently a social media manager. So for this kind of role now, you can say content specialist for social media. So that person knows, okay, this person is has experience in creating content for social media. So even though their job title is not social media manager, they are presently do this job. So that's one way that I always advocate that, a way that you can suit your job title to reflect what the person needs. So if you are a content specialist now, you're applying for social media manager role. If I say content specialist, I may not take you as serious as someone who is has listed his job experience as social media manager. So you can list your job experience as content specialist for social media. So that person, the person who is recruiting, who looks at it and say, okay, this person has this experience for social media when they're looking at it. Okay, so I would like to also take questions, if there are any, based on this particular job role and whatnot, and then before we move on.
If you have questions, please let's ask. Okay, I think we can just move on to the next CV, please.
So let's move on to the next CV. Okay, so let me find out. Is there anybody, just mention your name if you are here? I want to find out. Let me use your CV as an example. There are first I will use people who aren't here.
Okay. Taiwo Adejimo.
Taiwo Adejimo. Okay, fine. Found. Okay, sharing my screen in a minute. Okay, now this Taiwo Adejimo now. This what you have presently as your CV is fantastic, I must say. Now, you have like just as I've mentioned earlier, customer service generalist with 6 years plus 6 plus years of experience, assisting with and fulfilling organization CS requirements, capable of more than simply answering questions and processing it, proven track record of developing relationships, etc. 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 This profile, this summary, this introduction is top notch. Now, one thing I can say that add to this as it is that you have been a customer service generalist with 6 years of experience. What's the next step for you? Are you looking to become an operations person? Are you looking to go into an operations role? Are you looking to become the head of customer service? Because at this stage, I would expect that you are looking for an head of customer service role. So you need to say that kind of thing. So, oh, uh, I'm looking to become the head of customer success or customer service in an organization in probably this sector. So you can tailor it to any sector. You can say, oh, maybe you're applying for, okay, now you work in the healthcare. You can say if you're applying for a job role in fintech, you can say I'm looking to transition or pivot to become the head of customer success or customer support in in fintech or in tech, as the case is in a fast in a tech organization looking to build the next level A, next level B, next level C, whatever the case may be. You have seen the job description, you have seen what the company does, just impute it and cut and paste it into it. Now, core competencies and knowledge areas, absolutely lovely, also good. Now, like I said, these core competencies and key skills, these are soft skills. Include it into your core competencies. Now, for a role like customer service, a lot of things, a lot of things that we regard as soft skills are things that you need in customer service. You want to be able to know how to negotiate. You want to be able to know how to manage your time because you want to understand. You need to know average response time. You need to know it. You need to ensure that your average response time is low. You need to ensure that you are helping customers fulfill their orders, whatever it is. You want to be able to negotiate. You want to coordinate other things. You want to be able to understand, solve people's problems, do oral communication. All these things are core competencies of a CS person. So now, but one thing I want to state here is that at this stage, because that person has seen that you have 6 years plus experience, so you knowing the job is not a factor anymore. Expectedly, they know you know the job. Now, your core competencies here, customer service cannot be a core competence anymore. Customer experience may be. Administration of what? Is it team administration? Right now, I see that you are a team lead. So if you're a team or you're a supervisor, which is the team lead in a CS team now, is it team administration? Now, at this point, I want to see that you know for over 6 years, you have worked with different CRMs. Is it Fresh Desk? Is it Zendesk? Is it Bitrix? Whatever CRM it is that you have worked on. Is it, even if maybe you have not worked on it, but your core competency can be that, use of different CRM tools in delivering customer fulfillment. That can be a core competence because for customer service guys, that's their major tool. Now you can then also you have been also had experience as regards fulfilling customer experience, delivering superb customer experience. So you cannot just say your core competence is just customer experience. What kind of customer experience? Are you trying to deliver a superb customer experience? Are you trying to deliver a wholesome customer experience? You have to list it. Now, client coordination. What do you mean by this? I may not understand what this is. Sales. Now, are you trying to, is it outbound sales that you have core competence in? You have to list it because as a customer service guys, maybe you know how to do outbound, maybe you know how to do inbound, maybe you know how to do social media community management in terms of customer service and whatnot. So those are the kind of core competencies and knowledge areas that are expected of someone who has 6 years of experience in customer client success or customer service. Also, let me also mention that now in the job market, the reality is people have now beginning to use different names. They have evolved customer service away from customer service. Now you now hear things like client success, customer success, client fulfillment or customer fulfillment. People are now using finer names or trendier names to describe customer service. So you also need to reflect this. So now you can be customer service generalist. You can decide to say, customer success generalist or customer fulfillment generalist with over 6 years of experience. So you can decide to introduce this because at the end of the day, it can be you can use a word. For example, you can use a word that is tailored to that particular job. Now let's use an example here. Now look at this customer service, customer experience, service center supervisor, customer engagement manager. All these things that I'm listing now, directly they are all customer service roles. But people are now creating new names for them. I'm trying to find. Now look at this job now. They say that they're looking for a head of customer service. Now, before you apply for this kind of job, you look at it, head of customer service and sales. And because they have highlighted head of customer service and sales, using the word sales here, sales, and don't just use sales. You can say, outbound sales management or outbound sales conversion or sales, converting customers using sales calls. So you can tweak it as the case may be. Now, because you have listed sales, having sales as part of your customer, your competence can be key. Now, you see this one now, they are on sales guys. So because you can see they are looking for head of customer service and sales, but your job description is business development manager. So you are probably going to be doing sales at the end of the day. So this is okay. So interesting. So it's more of business dev and more of customer success. Now, improve customer service experience. Now, in this place now, that's why I say that customer experience is too bland. You can say, oh, your competence is driving optimal customer experience or improving customer experience. That can be your core competence. Now, you can see here that says that, oh, maybe also for a customer service person at this stage, you should be able to know how to develop SLAs or draft SLAs. So that can be a core competence. Drafting SLAs that meet customer or business objectives. That can also be your core competence. Maintaining average holding time of maybe the industry standard is 1 minute or 2 minutes. That can also be your core competence because you're already a sales supervisor. So these are some of the metrics that you'll be looking out for in your role. Now, analyze statistics and compile accurate reports. Report writing can also be a thing that okay, being able to write reports and whatnot and deliver these reports in for stakeholders, for appropriate stakeholders, that can also be a core competence. So at the end of the day, when you have core competence like competencies like this, they are blank. So you need to do them further. So it shows that you have competence in this thing, you have competence in this thing. You have not I have competence in everything. For example, administration is like I said earlier, administration is too cloud, is too generic. So you need to state what kind of administration is it team administration, is it customer administration, is it whatever the case may be, you need to list it. Now, your experiences acted as one of contact. This is good. This is good experience. In terms of describing your experience, um, this is also good. This is also good. These are actually good ways to describe your experiences. Good. You have 2 pages of CV. Excellent. Other roles. Nice. 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 This is very nice. Other roles that you have been on. At the end of the day, you can find out that all these rules, other rules, may not be any factor whatsoever. It may not necessarily be important. So you may want to take it out, you may want to leave it. Any either ways is good for you. Education, fine. Now I would say that you should bring your certifications forward before your education because at the end of the day, your certifications are more relevant to your career than your education. For someone who has transitioned from sciences into customer support. And the reality is that, which is also fine. I also transitioned from sciences to marketing, so it's also fine. It doesn't have anything to do with it. So proficiency in management, which is good, NIM, report automation in modern Excel, which is good, data analytics with Microsoft Excel, good, data analytics and business intelligence, also good. So these certifications are useful for because it shows that okay, you can use business tools like Excel for business intelligence and data analytics for your job. Now, for example, someone is here and you are probably pursuing a career in data science. Now, for your skills in this kind of place, you need to list for someone who says, okay, I saw data analytics here. Data analytics is not a skill. You need to list it. Is it that you can use MySQL? Is it that you can use Python? Is it that you can use R? Is it that you can use Excel? Is it that you can use Metabase? Whatever tool you can use or whatever language you can use to analyze. Is it Power BI? Is it Power BI you know how to use? Is it Google Data Studio you know how to use? Whatever thing it is that you can use to tell compelling story, telling the business story using Data Studio or using Power BI, whatever thing is it for visualization, list it. With data visualization. So data analysis cannot be your key skills. It can be data visualization using Power BI and Google Data Studio. It can be data cleaning. Data cleaning can be a skill. Data sorting can be a skill. Data analysis using um, Power BI using MySQL can be a skill. Data extraction from databases can be a skill. Maybe because you know how to extract from if there's a database, you can write SQL codes to extract that data. That can be a skill as well for reporting. That can also be a skill. So not just say, oh, data analytics. What in data analytics do you know how to do? You do as it relates to customer service as it is now. Now let me give you a tip now for a lot of startups. You're applying to a startup. For a lot of startups, they use tools like Metabase. A lot of them use Power BI. So you can say, oh, because you already have knowledge of Excel, you already have maybe knowledge of Power BI if it's business intelligence. You can say, oh, I know how to use Power BI to create customer experiences reports on Power BI. You can list it as a skill, as the case is. I don't know if you have questions, Taiwo, before we move on, because I think that because we're using series of people who don't have questions, that's why we'll not be able to get questions.
Yeah.
Because
Thank,
I want this to be as interactive as possible.
thank you so much, Ladi. Thank you. I will take the feedback and also improve on the CV as you have rightly advised. I actually intend to diversify into data analytics. Actually, I'm more with the usage of the Power BI to create visualizations. So though I'm still learning, though not so perfect well, but that's where I tend to actually
Now,
dive into.
that's great. If you are looking to pivot, let me give an example. Let's use this as an example. I hope this is fine by everybody. Um, Share a window. Alejimo. Now, if you're looking to pivot into data science or data analytics, you can still have this customer service generalist with 6 years of experience doing all this. Looking to pivot, indicated that looking to pivot into data science and analytics, then you can now start talking about the skills that you presently have in data science as against the skills that you have in customer service. Are you with me? So that way, anybody looking at the CV is not looking at you as, okay, this is a green on. This person already has business experience in customer service that are bringing into data science. So, but they know that the person can know that this person is pivoting into this. And even though they are pivoting into data science, they have these so experiences. Because at the end of the day, these so-called new fields that we are having, data science, UI, UX, as much as they are new fields, I would rather employ someone who has experience in other fields that they are pivoting than someone who probably does not have any experience in any field at all and is just looking to start in that field. Because I know that that person is coming with some skills that are multidisciplined, that are from other fields, other disciplines, other fields, other industries, or other niches or functions. Function is the word, other functions that they can leverage based on. For someone who has done customer service for 6 years plus, now you probably understand the use of Excel. You can use Excel. You can probably do like some basic things in Excel, like filtering, like uh, like uh, uh, like data visualization using Excel. So for if I'm employing you as a data guy, I know that you have some form of experience using this tool like an Excel or using it. It will be easier for you to pivot into using Power BI compared to someone who has never worked before and whatnot. So it may be useful, it may give you an advantage to mention where you're coming from and where you're going to. And by this mentioning, your opening statement can be customer service professional. A professional word can be better than the generalist word. Whatever you choose to, any of the two is a nice to have. So customer service professional or generalist with 6 years, 6+ years experience doing this, looking to pivot into data science in an organization that is data driven, that makes data driven decisions, or that is looking to build a business, an intelligent business, as the case may be, whatever word you'd like to coin it as, that works, and that's good to go. So in that case, for that kind of thing, now your core competencies, you should start with the data science core competencies that you have, especially when it comes to the tools. A tool is Power BI. What can you do with Power BI? That's your core competence. So, and this is generic. Google Analytics, for the marketing folks here, Google Analytics is a tool. What can you do with Google Analytics? That's a core competence. So anybody can know how to use a tool. What you can do with that tool is your core competence. I can extract this, I can make insights from this tool. I can extract data using this tool. I can visualize using this tool. I can design bar charts using this tool. Those are your core competencies. You can decide to split it into bits. It's left to you. You can blow it up. It may be just one competence you have, but you can split it up and make it look rich. use adjectives that describe it and make it make sense. So that's really about this. So is there anyone else that's also on the call that shared their CV? Let's use theirs as an example as well.
Yeah, Namdi.
Give me a minute, please. Give me a minute. I'm trying to share this link. I'm trying to share this link so others can join in. Because the point of this is that the point of this is that uh the point of this is that we scale this knowledge. The point of this is that we scale this knowledge because at the end of the day, these are things that people will charge other people for. Meanwhile, I'm I'm not a capitalism hater, but I believe that there are some things that there's some knowledge that you should not really be charging people for. Just is a societal it's for the society. Let people get the knowledge and take advantage of it in the society. So for me, that's why I believe democratizing knowledge is something that I strongly advocate for and believe in. I don't believe in ordering knowledge etc. So let's go ahead now. So let's fetch Namdi's CV and trying to find it. Okay, found. Now, the first question I will ask is what kind of opportunity are you looking out for? Because I think it's also key when we say we should tailor CVs, it's also key to mention that you tailor CVs based on the kind of opportunity you are looking out for. So what kind of opportunity are you looking out for?
A marketing role, especially in media buying.
Media buying. Okay, good. Okay, so now, if for someone who is looking for media buying role, your name great, your location great, your LinkedIn great. Now, okay, I think I saw someone's LinkedIn also that I wanted us to use as example earlier. So I would also find it and see how we can use that in the okay. So now this right side is great. Like I said earlier, I've talked about location and trying to ensure that your location doesn't stand against you. It's very petty, but it's very small or very minuscule, but in the scheme of things, but there's bias, so it can be a thing. So now your description here doesn't show that you're looking for an opportunity in media buying. Now, I've always said this, and I tell people all the time that digital marketing is such a broad describing yourself in your CV as a digital marketing professional or a digital marketing expert or digital marketing guru or whatever the case may be, specialist is very broad because at the end of the day, you realize that describe yourself with words that best suit what you're applying for. That's one thing I always say. The same thing with LinkedIn. In fact, I would say for a fact that if I'm applying for a job on LinkedIn, I tune and is easy apply. I optimize my LinkedIn profile for that particular job, so that by the time that person is looking at my LinkedIn, which I've seen in many cases, they look at your LinkedIn and then they see, okay, is this person tailored for this role? Even though I've also even optimized my CV. So if you're looking for a media buying role, you can describe yourself as a digital media buying professional as against a digital marketing communications designer. When I see the word designer here, I probably assume you are a visual person, maybe UI UX or creative designer, what have you. So now, in terms of your profile, a resourceful and well-oriented digital marketing communications design professional with deep understanding of brand growth, value creation, and latest industry practices. This is solid. With deep understanding, this is a good closing because it's a short profile. But the reality is, a resourceful and well-oriented or well-informed or with deep understanding, because what you are looking for is a specialist role, which is media buying. So that's the word that should reflect here. That's the same word that should reflect here. Well, a resourceful and a resourceful and well-oriented media buying professional. So okay, you are well-oriented in digital media buying or um, digital media buying, or if it's traditional media buying. And the thing is, media buying is not exactly isolated. It is with digital media planning and buying. So you can call yourself a resourceful and well-oriented digital media planning and buying professional with deep understanding of brand growth, value creation, and latest industry best practices to deliver organizations' goals. Because at the end of the day, you want to show that this person now, which is one mistake a lot of us in digital marketing make, we believe that maybe digital marketing is isolated, or it's just your own case is just to be buying and selling media, digital media. But the reality is you need to show that, okay, I'm focused on meeting industry goals or organizations goals. Now, if you're looking for, and let's go to the skills, the right part first. Now, the skills that should start this place are, for example, I would bring these paid ads forward before sales strategy. I'll bring it forward. Now, social media marketing, I'll bring it forward. Copywriting, I'll bring it forward. Now, I'll need to list media planning. Is it Facebook media planning? For example, if you say paid ad is also very generic. You can say, okay, in Facebook ads network buying, or Facebook ads network planning, Google ads network planning, because at the end of the day, these are the channels which, for example, if someone tells me they know how to buy offline media, I would ask, is it billboards you know how to buy? Is it newspaper you know how to buy? Is it and you know how to plan? Is it radio you know how to plan and buy? I want to know which one you have skill, which one is your skill, which one you have skill in. So you need to state it. Is it Facebook you know how to buy? Is it Facebook audience network, the Facebook ads network, which includes Facebook and Instagram? Is it Google, which includes YouTube, search, display, search, display, video? Is it those are Google network? Is it those are the ads do you know how to do? List it. Now, all this customer relationship, reputation management, product marketing. Product marketing can be a thing if you're looking to pivot into product marketing, if you're applying for a product marketing role. Microsoft, these ones like this one, two, three may not exactly be a strong skill to indicate in first part. Now, this one now, use of Canva. Now, you cannot say you know how to use Canva is a tool. Like I've used the description of tools and use of tools. Now, do you know how to use Canva to resize images? Do you know how to use Canva to create social media designs? Do you know how to use Canva to create a website? What do you know how to use Canva to? I've described this, and it's very it fits into any sector. You know how to use Excel. Everybody knows how to use Excel. What do you know how to use Excel for? So now this one can be Microsoft Office applications to plan media campaigns. That can be a skill. Now, so don't let's not constrain ourselves to 2 words or 3 words or 4 words. It's fine. Whatever it is that you know, this is my strong skill. Put them forward at the end of the day. So now, work experiences. Now, if I'm looking to employ someone who is going to work in media buying or media buying and planning, Now, you may have reputation management experience, which is good, content writing experience. Now, the reality is this reputation management now, how do you want to tailor it to media buying? Because if I see this now, I'll probably assume that you don't have experience. Your core experience is more in digital strategy as against digital media buying. So if your core experience is in digital strategy as against digital media buying, I need to see that here that, oh, I'm a resourceful and well-oriented digital strategist looking to transition or pivot into media buying based on my personal experiences. I need to see that here so that I know that, okay, this person, by the time I now start seeing that the work experiences you have and digital strategy and reputation management, I know that, okay, you are looking to transition into media buying. Now, also because of your distance, I need to see something, which is that, do you have personal project in media buying? Have you done personal project in media buying? So that at the end of the day, I know that this person is not a going on. It doesn't just have blank experience. Now, for example, in this digital marketing strategist role now, you have also look at this now. You have present here, you have present here. So just choose one struggle. Do you want to put this forward? Now, for a media buying role, I would advise you put this forward as against this. Because for this digital marketing strategist role now, for example, now, what you are doing here now, what you are doing here, I probably would assume exactly now. This now is part of
Hello?
media buying. So if this is part of media buying,
Hello. Sorry, I
hello,
can't
hi
see the
there.
screen. No.
You can't see the screen.
No.
Mail it, please. Let me. Can you see it now? Oh, it stopped
No.
sharing.
No.
I'm sharing now. So now, this role now, you can decide to go with one as your best foot forward as against this reputation management role. Because at the end of the day, because you have two present, it means you're working in two places now. So you can decide now, say, okay, how are you working in two places? That's an error. So you can decide to now make this one your present role. Now, what I'm talking about here is that this particular activity or achievement or task is part of media buying. So at the end of the day, you can change this title to be digital media buying digital media buying and strategist, or whatever the case may be. You can decide to change this stuff to show that you have experience in digital media buying if you're applying for a digital media buying role. But at the end of the day, I think that it's just agencies that have that role as a specialist role. In many organizations, you probably just have a digital marketing executive role. So you probably want to put digital marketing executive, and you also want to indicate the same thing in this kind of case, because it's not a role that is specialized in many organizations. Even in agencies, you find that maybe the ads guy, there's just a performance marketing person that does it. And at the end of the day, for media buying, a lot of media buying guys have transitioned into performance marketing. So you may want to look at, okay, how do I redesign my CV? How do I indicate that, okay, I'm a performance marketing person? Because that's what a lot of people have transitioned or pivoted into when it comes to media buying. Positions are all good to go, interest good to go, certificates good to go, and that's really all. So I don't know if you have questions, and then we can go to the LinkedIn optimization session. Questions
No
generally.
more. I don't have any questions. I will just take down all you said and effect the necessary changes on my resume. Thank you.
How
Thank
about
you.
how about other people? I mean, please, I think some people want to join the room. Maybe you may want to
Okay.
accept them.
Ladi, sorry.
Yeah.
I want to ask something here. All right, you mentioned about you talked about we um being niche based. That's because digital marketing is quite broad, so you
Mm.
want to streamline what you want to do so as to fit a certain role. But when you're working with the client side, they need more of a generalist if you look at it because they need
Yes,
you to do
100%.
So they need you to do ads, need you to do SEO, do email marketing, content, copywriting, and all of that. So now, how do we channel? How do we tailor our resume to fit into these kinds of industry as against other industries that needs niche based experience, so to say?
So this makes sense a lot, like, and it's very valid because at the end of the day, uh, you realize that they want they want generalists. But one key thing that we cannot discount is that if you want generalists that have these particular kind of skills. Are you with me? So they want this, like you just listed now, they want someone that can do email marketing, they want someone that can do digital advertising, they want someone that understands web analytics, they want someone that understands this, that understands. So the point is you're a generalist, but list the skills that they want based on the job profile, based on the job description that you have seen. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you need to list these are the jobs that they want. These are the jobs these are the skills that they require, that is required for this role. So those skills are important to list. Now, for a role that for someone who is recruiting, when you're recruiting for a digital marketing executive, you know that in that case, as a digital marketing executive, you'll be a generalist in that role. Now, let me go back to that CV. Now, if you be a generalist in that role, a minute, please. If we want to make this CV a generalist role, it means that you need to show it here that you're a digital marketing full stack. There's something we call full stack that people use. It's also an adjective. We develop adjectives every year for different things, all sorts of unreasonable things. But it makes sense. Now you can say full stack digital marketing executive and not the word communications and designer. Just take them out. So full stack digital marketing executive. So the person who is receiving knows that this one is a Gbogbolowo, digital marketing guy. He knows everything that I need him to know in digital marketing, and which is very important, which is key, which is key, which is key. So in this kind of case now, for these skills that are here now, you probably won't be needing sales strategy. SEO can be good. You probably will be needing CR. You probably will be needing paid ads. You probably won't be needing reputation management. The skills you will need will be listed in the job what's it called, job description. Let's look at one: digital marketing executive. Now this is supermax.ng, looking for a digital marketing executive. Now you can see here, look at the description here now, that they say they want. The person will lead planning and execution of digital marketing strategies. So they need you to have digital marketing strategy understanding. One, they need you to be able to manage email marketing campaigns, events, social media management, content creation. Now, online customer acquisition and retention programs. They need you to have this understanding. So these are the skills that you would need to list. This role now is the generalist role. We all agree. Now use Google Analytics and other stuff to make tactical recommendations. They need you to be able to understand use of Google Analytics to make insights, to derive insights. You need to list it. So now this is a generalist role, but all these skills here, you need to list them. If I'm applying for this kind of role, I need to list that I can do all these things in my CV. Now it's even crazier because for a job like that uses ATL, where you need to just upload your CV somewhere and the machine analyzes it for keywords. You need to list that you can do all these things before they can even shortlist you. You have understanding of digital marketing strategy. You can organize email campaigns. You can organize events. You can do social media management. You can use Google Analytics. You can do SEO. You understand web. You know how to work with web developers. You can do keyword research. And that's something I talk about SEO SEM. When you list SEO SEM, it's very generic. Maybe you can see I can do keyword research. I can do search advertising. I know how to do search advertising. I know how to do which is SEM. I know how to do keyword research, which is SEO. I know how to do write content that is optimized for keywords for search engine, that kind of thing. I understand content development, search engine content development. I understand it. I can do SEO analysis, website audits. Those are skills in SEO. So you can list them. You can list the generic one. You can also list the specific skills, because at the end of the day, when they look at it, they say you are a generalist too, but these are the skills that they want in a generalist. Does that clarify? Does that answer that?
Yes, yes.
And
I also have another question.
look at this. Let me
Carry
just
on.
mention this now before you ask the second question. Now they say this one now they say 1 to 3 years experience working in SEO, working in social media marketing, and basic graphic design in a data-driven marketing team. Now for this CV now, you know that you need to show that okay, you have experience working in SEO, social media marketing. So that even if you have this role, digital marketing strategist, for that application, which I would advise to change this to digital marketing executive, you need to show that you handle social media channels, you manage social media channels, you did SEO, you did search engine marketing, etc. for that kind of stuff. So ask a question.
Okay. Now, for one that is looking to pivot into um, do the same thing, digital marketing, but in the tech space, right? So now,
I
how
can't
does
hear you
one?
clearly, please.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Now it's better. Now it's better.
Okay, so I'm saying for one that has all this experience and wants to transition into the tech space, not necessarily having to learn how to code, but like doing marketing in the tech space or in fintech, crypto, and all of that now. So, sometimes, yeah. Okay, I just want to ask, how does one better position himself for a particular kind of industry? Because I know sometimes they require you to have some industry know-hows and all of that. So how does one
Okay, so
position
in terms
him
of
or herself?
positioning for industries, it's not a one size fits all approach. For example, let me give you a random example. You want to position for real estate. You have not been working in real estate. You want to position for real estate. And that's why it's not a one size fits all approach. Now, maybe you should attend some real estate webinars. One, which you can indicate on your CV. Two, maybe perhaps you should attend some real estate industry events, which you would indicate on your CV. Now, because you have not worked in real estate before, but you are looking to work in okay, let's say also fintech. You have not worked in fintech before, you are now looking to work in fintech. Maybe you should get some webinars, get some online courses that talks about fintech. Maybe fintech marketing or fintech generally as an industry. Maybe perhaps you should attend some fintech events. It can be global, it can be in your region. Because at the end of the day, you want to see that anybody who is employing someone who is pivoting into an industry, they know that you don't work in that industry. Well, now, what can now give you a step forward is that okay, this person has not worked in this industry, but they have shown interest in the industry. Perhaps you have written an article concerning fintech. Now that's for someone who is in marketing. Perhaps you have attended industry fintech events, industry real estate events, industry construction events. So it goes to tell the person looking at the CV that says that, oh, this person, and that's why also this part is very key if you are looking to pivot in terms of industry. If you want to go to a new industry now, you can indicate it here that I have experience in this industry, but I'm looking to work in this industry. That's why I'm applying to this role. So that person knows, oh, okay, this one is a serious guy. He doesn't have experience in fintech, but he's looking to join fintech, or he's looking to join a tech startup. So the person does not have experience in tech startup, so he's looking to work in a tech startup. So they know that they are conscious of the fact that you are deliberate about what industry you are looking to go into, which is also very key at the end of the day.
All right, thank you.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense, or you want to go into specifics?
No, it makes sense. Makes sense. I understand perfectly.
Yeah. So do we have any other questions before we move on to LinkedIn optimization?
Please, I have a question.
Please, feel free.
Okay, for someone like me who have been working as a customer service officer for over 4 years and I'm looking at building a career in HR. How do I tailor my CV to HR, the skills I've gained from customer service to HR?
So let me ask you, just to summarize and be sure that we're on the same page. You have been working in CS, you want to go into HR.
Yes.
Right now, in customer service, what skills do you think you have as a customer service person?
Okay. People management,
Okay.
good communication skills, oral and written.
People management,
Uh,
some skills,
yes. Closing sales.
closing sales.
That's all I can remember for
Now,
now.
you have actually done well with listing some of these things. Now, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen so you can see my screen now. What I'm listing. I listed out some of the skills that you have mentioned. I listed out some of the skills you have mentioned. Now, one thing I also need. Oops. I listed out some of the skills you have mentioned. Now, one thing I want you to note or know is that in HR, if you want to pivot to HR, you need to have some form of knowledge about the HR field. First things first. Now, do you want to become an HR generalist? Do you want to become an HR, a payroll person? Do you want to become a recruiter? You want to become a technical recruiter or engineering recruiter or marketing recruiter? You want to become a recruiter? You want to go in recruiting? In HR, there's recruiting, there is payroll, there is employee benefits, there is a generalist. So now the low hanging fruit for you is generalist, which is you can do everything. That's the lowest hanging fruit for you. Now, if that's the lowest hanging fruit for you, I would advise that you first things first, take some courses in HR, human resources. Now, based on those courses you have taken in human resources, now you will learn some things in those courses. Now, whatever you learn in those courses, those are some of the skills you'll be putting in your CV as skills and competencies. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So now, also there are skills that align with what you do right now. Maybe like people management, like communication skills, like maybe you know how to you are great with emails, you know how to write emails, workplace emails. Now the funny thing is some silly things that we can call silly things that I've just called silly things that they look small. They can actually be things that can be useful for people that are pivoting. You know how to write great emails. That can be a skill for you that can be useful in HR. You now look at, for example, let's say that okay, let's look at a practical HR assistant vacancy. Now, HR assistant. Let's look at this HR assistant. My screen is still being shared, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's assume that you're applying for this kind of role. Quite all right. They say they need 2 years to 2 to 3 years experience. Is that correct? But you know, HR
Yes.
assistant is like the least in HR. So, and they say they need 2 to 3 years experience, which we know that likelihood that they went to just copy this in somewhere. Now, let's say that as an HR assistant, you have learned about recruitment, you have learned about selection, you have learned about placement from your online courses. Now, you have learned about queries and requests from employees. Now, these are some skills that you need to get this kind of role. Now, you have learned how to do pre-screening phone interviews. Are you getting me? Now, these are some
Yes.
skills that you need. Reference check, monitoring employee attendance. You have not done this job before, but these are just things that you have gone to look at it and say, okay, this is the kind of job I want to apply for in the next 3 months or the next 6 months. Now, this is something I tell people when I want to pivot. If you want to pivot, pivoting is not immediate. You can give yourself 1 year or 2 years to pivot. The reason is because you need to prepare for pivoting. Now, you are still working your customer service role. You have looked at it that, okay, The next job I know I want to pivot in 1 year, in 2022, is my year of pivoting career. I want to pivot into HR. So it means if I want to pivot into HR, I need to learn administrative tasks in HR, which I may not learn if I'm not working. So now I want to learn in recruitment, selection and placement of staff. Let me take a course in it. Now I want to learn how to do pre-screening phone interviews. Let me take a course in it. It can be on LinkedIn, it can be anywhere. Take a course in it. I want to learn how to do reference check and guarantors check. Take a course in it. Now, when you have taken all these courses, remember that these courses will be listed on your profile, on your CV, that you have taken those courses. Now, because you are pivoting, now let me use this CV as an example. Because you are pivoting in that case, you are pivoting, you have listed it in your profile that you are pivoting from this role. Now, instead of now going to list your work experiences, you can first list your trainings and certifications because you are pivoting, or your skills, and then your training and certifications, then your work experience. So now you can see that because you are pivoting, the way you arrange your CV is a different ball game. Because you are pivoting, because you have told me in this place, in your profile, in your summary, that chairman or hiring manager, I am pivoting from this role to this role. So now the next thing they are saying is your skills, the skills that you have and competencies. The next thing they are saying is the courses that you have taken that helps them know that, okay, you know this thing. Now, perhaps you have even now look at, for someone that like you that is pivoting, you can look at how many friends you have. Some friends that this is my friend, they have a small business, they have some staff. Why don't I do some free consulting for them when it comes to HR? Let me help them manage their HR as a side hustle. They're not paying me for it for the next 3 months. Now, that can be a valuable experience for you to even use in your CV. So pivoting is something that is very, very intentional. So you have to be intentional about it. Look for your friends that have small businesses that have a couple of staff. Maybe even if it's 5 staff, even if it's 4, even if it's 2 staff, do HR as work as an HR consultant for that your friend. Help them do their payroll, help them do their reference check, help them recruit. I don't work in HR, but I will tell you that as I am like this, they are my friends who I help them do pre-screening interviews for their employees. So if I want to pivot into HR, I can list those experiences as part of my experience. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense to you.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So do you have another question?
Thank you.
My pleasure. Do you have another question before we move on to LinkedIn optimization? Okay, so let's move on to Bimbo. Are you with us? Bimbo Odimayo, are you with us? Are people here, please? I just want to be sure that people are here and we're
Yes.
all together. Okay, good.
Yes, we are here.
Yes, we're here, Joe. We're
The
here.
point of this session is so that we can get value and get knowledge. So I want us to show that we are here and interact. If you have questions, if you have clarifications, if you think that, okay, why don't we do like this, please feel free, speak up. I know that in Nigeria we have culture of silence. If something is not going well, everybody will keep quiet. It's fine. But the reality is, even to succeed in a workplace, the people who keep quiet are not the best of people who succeed. You need to speak up, challenge status quo, and talk. Don't say, "Oh, keep quiet" and whatnot. So let's go to LinkedIn optimization. Now I'll use random people. If you also have, you can type your LinkedIn profile in the comment section. I can pick it up and also use it as an example if you want to use LinkedIn. Now, if you want us to use your LinkedIn profile as an example, so I want to share my screen in 3, 2, 1. Good. So I'm sharing my screen now. Now this is also on the call. Now, if you are looking for a job on LinkedIn, Now, for your header image, you can design it in anything. This is very good. The skills that you have, you can list it there. But when it comes to LinkedIn optimization, one key thing is this place, is the search. People are searching for things. Now, people are searching for things at different points in time. So because people are searching for things at different points in time, people are looking out for people. Now, because people are looking out for people, now let me show you something with my own profile. Now, something here. Okay, profile views. Now, I look at my profile views a lot of times, and I see some things. I see something very. If I'm using a LinkedIn Premium now, I'm not. Left LinkedIn Premium, so that's why they're asking me to reactivate now. If you're looking at LinkedIn Premium now, you will see. Okay, it's even here. You see 39 people found you through LinkedIn search. 5 people work at this place. 3 people work at this place. 3 people work at this place. 7 interesting views. You will see the kind of places that people who are looking at your LinkedIn are searching for you in from. And the reality is, when they're looking at you from those places, you will see them. Now, one thing I want to mention here is that for LinkedIn, recruiters are always searching for people. Now, because they are always searching for people, the first things first is that people are searching for keywords on LinkedIn. So your profile needs to be optimized for consistent keywords. That is, that keywords that define you. For example, now if you're looking for now, in this profile now says it's open to work. Now, if you're looking for a media buying role, this kind of keyword needs to be here: media buying, product marketing manager, copywriter specialist. Those keywords need to be in your profile. Now, there's also something that people do a lot of times, is that in this place, this profile here that you have described yourself with in your CV, you can also put the same thing in your header here, in your headline here. And away from your headline, your about also needs to be rich enough. So your headline can take limited words, but your about can take as much words as possible. In fact, you can describe all your entire life history in your about, as regards your work experiences. So, and also, while they are describing all these things, it's important to note that it is about the keywords also. But there's something we talk about in SEO. Don't do keyword stuffing. Keyword stuffing is meaning that you just pack, because you know these are the keywords people are searching for, you just pack all the keywords and put in your website, on your profile. No. Tell a story. The starting of this is get a thumbs up. Inamdi is a digital marketing strategist with over 4 years of experience, achieving this in the following industries. Perfect. He has worked both full-time and part-time roles, which has made up for his experience in marketing. Thumbs up. Now, then goes further to describe is presently managing a team of 4 in this, in that. Now, he's proficient with tools like this. 100%. Now, you can even do further down. His expertise in various niche marketing includes SEO, SEM. Now, what are you expert? Are you an expert in SEO, SEM? What are you an expert in media buying and planning? What are you an expert in content writing and marketing? What are you an expert in copywriting? Are you copywriting for social? Are you copywriting for ads? Are you copywriting for traditional ads? Are you copywriting for digital ads? What are you copywriting for now? Because copywriting is wild. You can see people who the only copywriting they do is copywriting for TVCs. Now, some people, the only copywriting they specialize in, or that's their core competence, their expertise. And also, one thing is that one mistake we make a lot of times when we call ourselves expert is niche. Okay, now the point of expertise is niche-based authority. That's the concept of expertise. That's the point of expertise, meaning that you have authority in this niche. That is what we mean when we call someone an expert. So when you say you're an expert in 5 different niche, you are no longer an expert. You are not a generalist. So you can say I'm an expert in media buying and planning. However, I have experiences, I have competencies in these following fields. So it's fine. People can look at your competencies and say, okay, this person still wants to go ahead, with them with all these kind of things. So it's important to also note that when you are writing your about. But as much as possible, you can put as much information. Key principles: tell a story with your about. This is a very great storytelling format. Tell a story with your about. When you tell a story with your about, show your skills, show your competences that you have. Now, your experiences, list your experiences. It's fine to list your experiences. It's very good. Very, very good. Now, also, like I've always said, when it comes to the CV, the same principle for CVs also applies to this place. But the difference here is that in this place, people are searching for you. So because people are searching for you on CV, you are the one. Is an outbound approach. You are going to meet them. In this place is inbound. You want people to find you. When they find you valuable. So descriptions like this for your jobs are useful on LinkedIn. Don't just go and put your. If I see you working as a digital marketing manager, I know that you already work in digital marketing. You already have digital marketing experience. What are the results you got on this role? Is important that can list. You can also, like I said, you can also have a mix of your JD and your achievements. That's also fine. Now, for Taiwo Adejumo, similar thing. Now, for about, you need to have an about that is very extensive. Don't just contact center supervisor. Now, this one now, it can be limiting, because if I want to now, the next thing for a Taiwo now, the next level for him is probably in his career, is probably to look for an head of customer service or head of contact center. So in this kind of stuff now, you can have contact center management, contact center supervision as keywords that will be in his tagline, in his headline rather. Contact center supervision, contact center management, customer service management, contact center supervision, client success supervision, etc. Now, and the reality is that if you check your searches, if you're not getting searches, it may be difficult for you to optimize for what people are searching for. If you are getting searches, now, if you look at this profile now, if you look at your profile, you will see people also viewed. You will see what people also viewed based on your profile. Now, if you see this thing now, you can see, okay, this person viewed this thing, this person viewed this thing. How can I optimize my own profile better, like this, so that other people can, when people are searching for people that are around customer client contact center supervision, they can also find me and whatnot. So I would like to take questions at this point, because I think we've taken like about 2 hours. So I think questions at this point will just be ideal, and then we can round up.
Ladi, we have one more LinkedIn profile in the comment section.
Profile. Now, this person, Obina Ishiguzo, the very first thing, now this person has encompassing headline, but the reality here is that I would, business lawyer, energy services, are you providing as an industry? It can be confusing for anyone. So corporate governance, this is solid. Now you can add more titles, or describe more these energy services as, okay, energy services, or legal counsel for energy services, or legal counsel for engineering services. Because if you list engineering services, this is what we call keyword stuffing. Engineering services, you are not an engineer, so you probably don't provide engineering services. Do you provide legal advisory for engineering services? Do you provide legal advisory for energy services? You can list the legal advisory for energy and engineering services. You can list it. You can even list legal advisory engineering services, legal advisory engineering services, corporate governance, business lawyer. You can have something like this for your headline. And then for your about, like I've said, you need to list a lot of things in your about. Great about, experienced legal advisor on contract finance and all like that, blah, blah, civil litigation, 100%. Documented, 100%. This actually makes sense. This actually makes a lot of sense in terms of about. Now, one thing I want to mention is that, so I don't forget, is that when it comes to LinkedIn optimization, you can check for people that are searching for you. If you check for people that are searching for you, one, if people are not searching for you, perhaps they are not searching for those keywords. Now, you can even search for example, if you search for business lawyer, if I search for business lawyer, for business lawyer on this place, who are the people I find? Now, the first arc I tell people is that you're a business lawyer, you want to rank for business lawyer. Look at what other people that are ranking for business lawyer, what are they doing? Check their profile. For someone like this now, it says tech, humanitarian, tech, business, etc., business lawyer and legal strategist. You can see legal and corporate advisory. Now, you can see what other people, when they search for business lawyer, this is what people find. So if a recruiter is looking for a business lawyer to employ, to hire, they will come and search for this keyword. And this is what those people will find. Are we together? So this is what those people will find. So when they find this thing and you know you're not ranking for it, you now need to look at, okay, what are these people doing that I need to do? What are the right keywords that I need to include in my own profile? Now, also another thing you can do that can help you is recruiters. If you want to use LinkedIn to find jobs, connect with recruiters. Connect with recruiters a lot. Now, there's a way LinkedIn can show interest. For example, for someone who's looking to pivot into fintech, make your interest fintech so that they can, on your profile, you can show that this is what you are interested in, these places. These are your interests, the companies you are interested in, the schools you are interested in, the influencers you are interested in. If you are looking to pivot into an industry, you can tell all these things. If you can tell all these things, you can work all these things to show that it's a particular industry. So your influencers can be people that influence you. Maybe I follow their big top guns on LinkedIn that you follow, and then they are in that particular industry or that particular sector. Follow them. Follow companies in the particular industry. If you want to transition into fintech, follow all the companies in fintech. You can follow about 5 top companies in fintech. Schools may not be key for you, may not be very distant. You can follow some top schools that offer fintech courses. You can follow them as well. So when anybody comes to look at your interest and then they see, okay, wow, these are the person influencing this person, these are the companies they're following, it means they're interested in this particular industry, in this particular sector. So connecting with people that are relevant to the industry that you're looking to go into is also very key. Skills is also very useful. Now, yes, something that I always say all the time. Now, for skills, you can ask people that you are in the same industry to recommend your skills. List the most important skills and ask people to recommend you for those skills. You can request for it. And I've also talked about you can request for it, but when you are requesting for it, and ensure that you are requesting for people that you are probably in similar industries or the same industry. Now, I've talked about banners. Now, your background image here, this is a very good background image because it communicates that you are in probably maritime, you are probably in energy, you are probably in engineering and whatnot. So make sure that this header image is something that speaks to the industry that you are in. Now, you can label it. You can put your name on it. You can put the skills on it. You can put what you're looking for on it as much as possible. And in your about section, I've spoken about section. About section is very key. You need to sell yourself as much as possible. Sell yourself as much as possible. There's also one thing, your experiences make you rich. I've spoken about this. List your education. There's something that I've always also spoken about. Now, if you create any document that you want to show, list it in your featured and session. There's a featured session where you can list documents. If you create any document or you get any certificate or something, you can list it. If you have experience, list it there. If you have done a what's it called an online course, list it, and many other things like that. And as much as possible, keep connecting with people in the same industry that you are. As you're connecting with them, engage them. If they accept your LinkedIn connection, send them a message. Oh, you're happy to connect with them. Tell them why you're connecting with them. I'm connecting with you because I want to have. I'm trying to build my network for people that were in the same industry, for shared knowledge, shared opportunities, and many other things like that. State it so they know. At the end of the day, you check their profile. If you see, okay, this profile, oh, I see you are skilled in this area, you can recommend them for it because, oh, at that if you can also recommend me, these are my skills, these are the areas which I am skilled in. I'll be happy if you can recommend me for these skills and other things like that. So I'm tired now, so I'm happy to take questions at this point.
Please,
And if
let's
you have
ask questions, guys.
questions, because we are at the closing session already.
I don't think they have questions, Ladi. Thank you very much for this session. And if you, in case you do have questions, you can reach out to Ladi on Twitter with the handle Ladi Speaks, no hyphen. I'm typing it now so you guys can have access. All right, guys. I think we've come to the end of the session and we'll share the recording with you very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for the session.
Yeah, thank you, Ladi.
Je m'appelle Pauline Etimen, the president of Clan Freak. You'll be able to watch the recording on our YouTube channel, which will share soon. Ciao.